Question: if you have a cup of joe or tea or your favorite beverage, you may want to take it with you. Let's talk about a few things, namely talking about how a lower income family can still manage to save money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back in a second. Hey, I'm Jan. I'm from New York City, and I really love helping people keep some more of their own hard-earned money. Happy Saturday, happy weekend. Don't you just love those words? I know not everybody has the weekend off, and for those that don't, still have yourself a great day. And thank you, anyone who's here right now. Gonna put on my teacher glasses so I can read my own scribble. Hope everybody's doing well. Can a lower income person or family save? Yes, they can. But let's define for a second, first of all, what is considered lower income? Okay. According to some of the stuff that I found online, a lower income is considered to be anything below $14,580, I think. And that's for a single household, single person household. And for a family of four, lower income is considered to be below $30,000. Just saying, just saying. Okay, so what's the difference between a lower income saver versus somebody with more income? Scale, scale. The person or person still could save. I know, believe it or not, still could save, but the scale is just smaller and may take a little bit longer. But can it be done? Yes. And that is up to the individual. Like anything else in life, right? All right. Now, so as I mentioned, the difference between low income. Okay, yes, 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 scaling next. But the first thing one has to do, I know, I put them on, I take them off, I know. The first thing a person has to do is actually examine their own income and know where their money is going. And the best thing to do is track expenses. Many people don't like to track their expenses because they are what? Afraid of their numbers. No need to be afraid of your numbers. It gets out of control when you don't know your numbers. So by keeping track, you're more empowered and you might be actually amazed, maybe in hopefully a good way, but many times not necessarily, but that's still okay because it's all what? Fixable, and that's what counts. All right, next, create a spending plan. Typically and idealistically, that would be called a budget. Many people call it a budget. I like to say spending plan or budget. Either one is fine. But idealistically, the numbers are as follows. To consider dividing up your budget three ways: 50% for necessities, 30% for things that you could have discretion on. You could play around with those numbers and make decisions with, and 20% idealistically for savings. Know your numbers, track your spending, and see what you could do and see where you fit in that area. Next, and this is really important. It may sound simplistic, but actually it's very important. Changing our mindsets and being deliberate savers and also being positive about what we're doing. It's okay to want to save. It's a good thing to want to get ahead. Why not? Saving is not about depravity. We'll talk more about that in a minute or two. What I like to do, I like to actually make a game out of saving. And if you look at it in that light, it's a fun challenge as opposed to, oh, what a dredge. I can't do this. I can't do that. No, think about the things you can do and always know that the smallest scale savings is not your forever place, but it is a launching pad for bigger and greater things to come in the future. But you have to begin somewhere. You see, that's the trick. Wanting to begin and beginning, like literally just beginning. All right. Understanding frugality. Frugality is not being cheap. It's making deliberate decisions and wise choices because you can and you want to. I've done many shows about the distinction between cheap and frugal. Big, big, big difference. And it's never about deprivation, ever. This is really important. And I know All of us in the financial frugal community say this constantly. Why? Because it's the truth. You have to live within your means. Okay. I call it on a scale of 1 to 10. If you have a number 5 pocketbook, but you're spending a number 10 or 11 with money you don't have and borrowing into the future, that's never a good thing. And honestly, you fall into the rabbit hole of debt and then you can't save. You just can't save. It's just not possible. Next, be excited. Again, that's related to something about I said earlier. Be excited about saving. Find ways. Make a challenge of it throughout the day. Take one day this week and deliberately figure out, how can I save on this? How can I save on that? Just for the fun of it. Write it down. You may shock yourself and be truly amazed at the savings, and actually try it again if you'd like to. All right, forego the extras, forego the fluffery. You don't have to do the expensive thing just because. For example, do you feel pressured into giving out birthday presents when the truth of the matter is you're just giving it to someone you really don't really know well, and you're just trying to save face in some way, shape, manner, or form? First of all, that's not the right way to give something. When I give something, because I really want to give from my heart. Okay, that's number one. That's the correct thing to do. But giving just to be playing, tat and all this, just giving that way, it's to me, it's not correct. Just to save face. That is the wrong reason to give. These are the silly expenses that just really add up to nothing, when honestly, that could have been put to savings. This is where a lot of people, no matter what their income, get into trouble with. It's sort of like the cousin to Keeping Up with the Joneses kind of thing. Be careful about those, expenses. You can make someone a gift if you really care about the person. You could do that. You could show your love and your kindness in that manner, of course. But you don't have to spend $50 that you really cannot afford at that moment in time. So just be, careful with that. It's just ridiculous. Next, if you go to a grocery store, you kind of sort of maybe know the butchers or people in management there. Ask about, when is your next manager special on meat? Get a little bit of a head start on it. Why not? You might be surprised and find out it might even be that day while you're there or whatever. Take advantage of the manager specials. However, make sure to use them up right away. And if you don't plan to use them up right away, put in the freezer. Don't waste it, because even if you got a great price on something, if you don't use it because it went bad, where's the savings? It's not the savings. Lower or control your utility bills whenever possible. I will always speak very highly of the level payment plan. I'm probably one of the only people in my area anyway that lowered their electricity bill. Mine is only $65 a month, flat rated for the next 12 months. I'll take it. But why? Because last year mine was $74 a month, but I was extra careful with my electric and gas. I use my air fryer and don't run an oven all that long. They're just little ways. My air fryer takes up like half the time. So I'm just saying, little things you could do. Turning the lights off when you leave a room. Little things you could do. You know what they are by now. You'd be surprised. $65 a month in New York City for a gas and electric bill is what I would call pretty darn cheap. And no surprises. I don't care for those surprise bills. Oh, 1 month it's big, 1 month it's little. I don't care for those. That's me anyway. Pay yourself first. Treat yourself as if you yourself are a bill. Just like you pay your other bills, you are an important bill too. If you want to save $100 a month, create that bill for yourself. Say self-pay $100 a month and put that to your designated savings. Next, have an emergency fund. Doesn't matter, low income, higher income. Actually, for the person that's in the lower income bracket, I say an emergency fund is even more important, because again, you want to be ready, you want to be prepared. You never know. We never know. We never know in life. All of us never ever know in life what is to come. So why take the surprise route as opposed to the prepared route? Anyone of any income should have an emergency fund. Okay. Next, consider those little side hustle gigs. Not everyone could do them. Not everyone wants to do them, whatever. But if you have certain savings goals, definitely consider it. Look for things that maybe you could do through your phone, through your phone at home, something like that. So you have flexibility. Because if you're working terribly hard and paying everything to, let's say, childcare services, is that really earning money? You have to ask yourself a lot of questions before you take on certain tasks and certain jobs. Working from home provides you that flexibility. Just saying, just saying. A thought to consider. Don't think that $25 a week or $100 a month savings doesn't add up. It most certainly does, and it adds up in a hurry. $25 a week is really not that much money to put aside. Examine your habits. Can you save $25 or even more per week? If you look at it as a per week thing and do the math times 52, you'll be happily surprised. But just for now, try it. 20, 25, some people could do with 10, whatever it is, take that small amount of savings, but do it consistently. That's the trick. Be consistent about the savings. Very, very important. Grocery store savings. Take advantage of all the apps available, any discounts you can get, any way you could cut a corner or two. And also reduce your trips to the grocery store, especially, when it comes to like if you need gas to drive over to the grocery store, cut down on your trips. Some people just shop online altogether and get their stuff delivered. Whatever works for you is what works. And next and last, actually, is it last but not least? Actually, two more. One, take a staycation this year. Take advantage of all the wonderful opportunities in your local area, in your local state or city area. To this day, I still get a kick out of taking a trip over to Coney Island Beach. I just love it, and I'm still very, very happy to just grab a wonderful Nathan's Frankfurter at Surf Avenue in good old Brooklyn, USA. Just saying, just saying. Not to mention all those Central Park trips, too. That's always a fun thing to do. Very inexpensive and very nice to do. Just saying, just saying. All right. Last but not least, please start a stockpile. Please start a grocery stockpile. I remind people every Friday, no matter what show I'm doing for the Friday on my Instant Coffee with Jan show, let me tell you something. I started this thing where I want to make a pledge to remind people every single Friday for the next few months to take $5, put it to the side, and use it towards your stockpile. If you don't begin a stockpile, you could begin one right now, even if you don't go to the grocery store. If you haven't heard me say this already, and this is your first time here, by the way, welcome. Listen, this is a really good thing to do. Walk to your active pantry, provided you have the extra to do this. Walk to your active pantry, take out either 1 or 2 cans, or whatever items that are non-perishable, well, at least shelf stable. Take them over to whatever area that you are going to designate as your stockpile. Guess what? You already began your stockpile. And then you take it from there. Spend just like $5 a week on stuff that your family actually uses, not just to make your shelves look cute or your little room look adorable. Yeah, it might look adorable. It might look cute. But if you're not using the stuff and it's just standing there decaying, where is the savings? Anyone can save no matter what their income bracket. As a matter of fact, there are some people who are lower income who are ahead of the game than some people who have a higher income and don't know how to manage money. Yeah, believe it or not. So a person can be a lower income and manage their money better sometimes than some people that have a higher income, but they don't know how to manage their money. So good luck to everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed your cup of joe. And I have to get a sip. I have to. Wow. So good. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to come back in the future. Monday through Friday, my Instant Coffee with Jan show. That comes on at 12:05 a.m. Eastern. And occasionally, I also have my No Frills videos. They're longer than 1 minute or less than 5 minutes with some quick tips and stuff like that. And I love talking to you on the weekends, just like this. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye now. Should I end it with a closing tune or a little bit of a wave? Speaking of waves, let's go to this. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Thank you for sharing this video. Bye-bye.